Look around your life right now. Some of the people closest to you aren't actually on your side. I know that's a hard thing to hear, but you've felt it, haven't you? That friend who goes quiet every time something good happens to you. The one who's always around when you're struggling, but strangely busy the moment you're winning. The one who smiles to your face and says things behind your back that somehow always find their way home to you. These are fake friends. And the most dangerous thing about them isn't that they exist. It's that they wear the same face as the real ones. They hug you the same way. They laugh at the same jokes. They sit at the same table. And that is exactly why they can do so much damage, because you never see it coming from someone you let that close. Niccolo Machiavelli spent his life studying loyalty and betrayal, and he wrote something that should be burned into your mind. The friendships that are won by rewards, and not by greatness of soul, are not real and cannot be depended upon in times of adversity. In plain words, most people are loyal to what you give them, not to who you are. Cut off the benefit and watch how fast the friendship disappears. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly how Machiavelli would handle fake friends. Not with drama, not with revenge, with cold, quiet strategy that protects your peace and your future. And let me be clear before we start. This isn't about becoming paranoid or cutting off everyone who ever disappoints you. It's about seeing people accurately, so the real ones get more of you and the fake ones get none. Drop this in the comments before we begin. I see who's real. Let's get into it. Number 1. Learn to spot them before they cost you. A fake friend almost never announces himself. He reveals himself in small moments, if you know where to look. And the first place to look is your good news. Watch people's faces the moment something goes right for you. The real ones light up like it happened to them. The fake ones give you a flat smile, a quick, "That's cool," and change the subject as fast as they can. Your win costs them something, and their face can't quite hide it. Then watch your bad news. Fake friends love you at your lowest. Not because they're kind, but because down there, you're not a threat. You're safe to be around. But the second you start climbing, something shifts. The support dries up. The calls slow down. The little digs start. Machiavelli warned about this exact side of human nature. Whoever believes that new benefits make men forget old injuries is deceived. People don't forget how you made them feel small in comparison. Your growth can quietly turn a friend into a rival who still shows up to your birthday. Here's the mechanism. Real loyalty is steady. It doesn't rise and fall with your bank account, your mood, or your success. Fake loyalty is conditional. It's tied to what you provide. So stop measuring friendship by how nice someone is to your face, and start measuring it by how they respond to your wins, your growth, and the days you can't do a single thing for them. The signs were always there. You just kept explaining them away because you wanted the friendship to be real. Stop explaining. Start watching. Drop this in the comments. Actions reveal everyone. Number 2. Test loyalty. Don't assume it. Most people hand out their trust like it's free. They meet someone a few times, feel a good vibe, and suddenly that person knows their secrets, their plans, their fears. That's not friendship. That's carelessness. And it's exactly how you end up betrayed by people you never should have trusted in the first place. Machiavelli understood that people show you one thing and hide another. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. For everyone can see, but few can feel. The surface is easy. Anyone can act like a friend. What you need is a way to see underneath it, and you get that through small, quiet tests. Here's how it works. You don't announce a test. You just pay attention. Tell someone a small piece of information that isn't important, and see if it travels. If it comes back to you from somewhere else, you've learned everything you need to know, and it cost you nothing. Watch how they talk about other people when those people aren't in the room, because that's exactly how they talk about you when you're not in the room. Notice who shows up when you need something small and inconvenient. versus who only appears when there's something in it for them. None of this is about playing games with people. It's about gathering the truth before you hand over your trust. Trust isn't a gift you give to strangers. It's a status people earn by passing quiet tests over time. So slow down. Let people show you who they are in small ways before you ever let them near the big things. The ones who pass, you keep. The ones who don't, just told you the truth for free. Drop this in the comments. I test before I trust. Number 3. When you catch one, don't announce it. This is where almost everyone gets it wrong. So pay close attention. The moment most people realize a friend is fake, they want to explode. They want the confrontation. They want to tell that person off. Expose them to the whole group. Make sure everyone knows what they did. It feels powerful. It's actually the weakest move on the board. Here's why. The second you reveal that you've caught them, you hand them the advantage. Now they know exactly where you stand. They can prepare. They can spin the story first. They can play the victim to everyone before you even open your mouth. You've traded a huge strategic edge for a few seconds of feeling righteous. Machiavelli's advice was the opposite. He believed the wise sometimes let their words veil the truth and do it so smoothly that no one ever notices. In other words, keep your face calm while your mind gets to work. Let the fake friend keep believing the mask is still working, because as long as they think they've fooled you, they'll keep acting predictably, and predictable people are easy to manage. So when you catch someone, feel nothing on the outside. Same smile, same tone, nothing they can point to. But on the inside, the relationship has already changed forever, and you've quietly started pulling back what you share, what you show, and how close you let them stand. Silence isn't weakness here. It's control. The loudest reaction just gives your enemy a warning. The quietest one gives you the win. Drop this in the comments. I keep my calm. Number 4. Cut the access. Skip the scene. Once you know what someone really is, you have to act. But acting doesn't mean drama. It doesn't mean a big blow-up, a final speech, or a public unfriending. The strongest way to remove a fake friend is to simply, quietly stop feeding the friendship until it starves. You do it in layers. First, they lose access to your real thoughts. You go pleasant, but surface level. Then they lose access to your plans, your struggles, your wins, anything they could ever use. Then they lose your time. You're always a little busy, a little unavailable, a little harder to reach. No announcement, no explanation. The friendship just quietly cools until it's gone, and they can never quite point to the moment it happened. Machiavelli was blunt about this. Men ought either to be well treated or crushed, because they can avenge light injuries, but not grave ones. Read the strategy underneath it. Don't half remove someone. Don't leave them insulted but still close, angry but still holding your secrets. Either keep them fully or let them fully go. The half measure is what gets you hurt. Here's the part your emotions won't like. You don't get a satisfying ending. There's no moment where they admit what they did, and you get to feel vindicated. Real strategy is quiet. You just wake up one day and realize that person has no room left in your life, and you feel lighter for it. Distance is the cleanest weapon there is. It draws no blood, leaves no scene, and it's almost impossible to argue with. Drop this in the comments. I cut clean. Number 5. Let time and their own nature do the work. You might be tempted to warn everyone, to go around telling people what this fake friend is really like, to protect the group, to make sure they finally get exposed. Resist it, because when you're the one throwing accusations, you look bitter, no matter how right you are. And a fake friend will happily use that against you. You don't need to expose them. Time will. Fake people are fake by nature, and nature always repeats itself. The same person who betrayed you will betray the next one, and the one after that. Their pattern isn't a one-time event. It's who they are. Give it long enough, and everyone will see exactly what you already saw without you having to say a single word. Machiavelli built his whole philosophy on this idea. Whoever wishes to foresee the future must consult the past, for human events always resemble those of earlier times. A person's history tells you their future. Someone who was disloyal before will be disloyal again. You don't have to prove it. You just have to wait and watch it prove itself. This is where patience becomes power. While the fake friend keeps operating, thinking they got away with it, they're actually building the case against themselves, right in front of everyone. And you get to stand back, clean, calm, uninvolved, and let their own behavior become the punishment. The best part is, you spend zero energy. You don't lift a finger. You just live well, stay quiet, and let a fake person do the one thing they're guaranteed to do. Be fake again, in front of the right audience. Drop this in the comments. Time reveals everyone. Number 6. Turn every betrayal into intelligence. Here's a shift that will change how you see every fake friend you've ever had. Each one taught you something about yourself, if you're honest enough to look. Because a fake friend didn't just walk into your life. You let them in. You missed a sign. You ignored a feeling. You gave trust to someone who hadn't earned it. That's not to blame you. It's to hand you the lesson. Ask yourself the real questions. What did I ignore? What red flag did I explain away because I didn't want to be alone? What need inside me kept someone around who kept showing me exactly who they were? Answer those honestly, and a betrayal stops being just a wound. It becomes a map of your own blind spots. Machiavelli believed the strong adapt, while the weak just suffer. Whoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times. Every betrayal is information about how you need to change, who you need to become, and where you need to be sharper. The pain is the tuition. The lesson is what you actually paid for. So don't waste your betrayals crying about them. Study them. The person who gets betrayed once and learns nothing gets betrayed again. The person who gets betrayed once and studies it becomes almost impossible to fool. Same event, completely different outcome, and the only difference is whether you turned the pain into a lesson or let it stay just pain. Every fake friend is either a wound or a weapon. You decide which one. Drop this in the comments. Betrayal makes me sharper. Number 7. Rebuild your circle on a new standard. Once you clear the fake ones out, don't rush to fill the empty space. That's the mistake. People feel the loneliness of losing a friend and immediately let someone new in just to plug the gap. That's how you end up right back where you started, with another fake friend sitting in the very same chair. From now on, your circle runs on a different rule. Access is earned, not given. Loyalty is proven over time, in small moments, long before anyone gets close. You keep it small on purpose, because a small circle of real people beats a large crowd of fake ones every single time. 10 loyal people are worth more than 1,000 strangers who cheer for you only when it's easy. Machiavelli said it perfectly. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. The people around you are a mirror of your judgment. Weak, disloyal people close to you say something about the standard you've been accepting. Strong, loyal people close to you say something too. So raise the standard. Watch how people treat you when you have nothing to offer them. Watch who stays through the boring seasons, not just the exciting ones. Watch who is genuinely happy when you win. Those are your people. Guard them, invest in them, and give them the loyalty you used to waste on the ungrateful. A real circle isn't about quantity. It's about trust that's been tested and held. Build that, and the fake friends of the world lose all their power over you, because there's no longer any way in. Drop this in the comments. My circle is earned, so let's bring it all home. You walked in here knowing something felt off about certain people in your life. Now you have a plan. You learned how to spot fake friends by watching how they handle your wins and your growth, how to test loyalty instead of handing it out for free, How to stay calm and give nothing away once you catch one. How to cut access quietly instead of making a scene. How to let time and their own nature expose them for you. How to turn every betrayal into intelligence, and how to rebuild a small, real circle on a standard that actually protects you. But none of this works if you finish this video and go right back to trusting everyone who smiles at you. So here's your challenge for the week. Think of one person in your life that something in your gut has been quietly warning you about. Don't confront them. Don't cut them off dramatically. Just start paying attention, watch the patterns, and stop feeding them the real you. Let their actions tell you the truth. And remember what I said at the start. This was never about revenge, and it was never about becoming fake yourself. It's about protecting your energy, your peace, and your future from people who were only ever pretending. Stay warm with the real ones. Stay wise with everyone else. The people you keep closest will either lift you or quietly hold you down. From today, you choose which, and you choose carefully. So drop this final line in the comments and mean it. My loyalty is earned, not given. If this opened your eyes to someone in your life, hit that like button, subscribe, and send it to a friend, a real one. Ring the bell so you don't miss what's next. Until then, stay sharp, stay guarded, and never hand your trust to someone who hasn't earned it.